I'm Geana.
And I'm Tina.
And we're
stitching with our bestie. And today is
September the 28th.
Saturday.
And
my mug today is a quote from George Eliot. It says, "It's never too late to be what you might have been." I bought this about 22 years ago at Big Lots. And it's a Mary, you say her last name.
Englebright.
Mm-hmm.
And this is mine. It's owls. I used to really be into owls because I used to sell some jewelry called Origami Owl a long time ago.
Yep.
So this is mine today.
So, and we are wearing our Stitching with the Housewives.
Real Housewives of Girl Stitch. We're excited because I went to the retreat, and so we're going to talk about that today. But first, Tina's going to talk about
my shout outs.
Yeah, shout outs.
I have got to slow my roll on watching people. One, I'm just very glad. Well, I'm glad I found them all, but I've watched other people plus these in addition. So, one that I found is Jennifer, the Bluegrass Stitchers, and she's in Kentucky. And she is like a finishing and sewing machine, and she's doing a lot of fall, a lot of Halloween. She's making pillows. I mean, it's amazing what she's doing, and I really like her. She's part of the Bluegrass Stitchers group up there.
Oh, that's fun.
Another one that I really love that I just found, you're gonna be surprised, is Hello from Liz Matthews. And she is a punch needle designer, and she primarily does punch needle, but she's also Kathy Barrick's daughter.
Yeah, I've heard of her.
Oh, I can't ever get anything over on you. Anyway, you didn't tell me about it?
No. Well,
oh, okay. But she's got like 3 or 4 videos, 3 out when the last I saw, and I'm really excited because I want to start with punch needle. It's kind of like my surgery. I'm afraid to start. Just got to jump in there and do it. Did you have any shout outs?
And then you had this one.
The main one. Well, there's 2. One, somebody gave us a shout out and they gave us a new name when they watched our video. Is
lots of fun.
Daylene with SEW Grateful. She said that she does a giggle snort when she watches us. And every time I say Daylene, I'm not going to sing the song, but you know the tune to Jolene?
Yeah.
And so when I see her videos, that's what I do. But one of my favorites was Stitching in the Light by Cynthia Brew. She is in Texas. She did a sampler palooza, talking about just tons of samplers from the CD. A few videos back that I showed that I bought from Annie's, and she shares a lot of information with that. And she's just got the best speaking voice. And Sunday, if anybody needs encouragement or just some soothing, she read the scriptures and over some selected scriptures as she was hand stitching. And it was just so nice Sunday when I was working on my books of the Bible to listen to that. So I really encouraged her I would love to hear like a whole chapter in Psalms or something, because her voice and she just does great work. So that's my shout outs.
Okay. So then you had some friends. And
I did. I took some, when my mom had recently been hospitalized, so I brought her a little packet that I had put together that was It Is Well With My Soul. And she's been working with her church group doing some hand quilting. They give quilts when there's a newborn. Every
that's nice.
time there's a birth, they give them a quilt. And she likes the hand quilting, the sewing, the straight stitches, but she's dyslexic. And so she was kind of having a hard time being able to see with her dyslexia. It was more frustrating than it was joyful to her. And she really did want to try to do it, but she just couldn't.
Well, and it could also, with her being not in the hospital and not feeling well, it's
Lots of pain medication.
might not have been a good time for her to try and start.
True. Maybe I'll try it again.
Yeah.
And then I had another bestie come over and spend the weekend. Somebody I hadn't seen in a long time, and she did it. She had some little a little fall one that she was working on. She loved it until later in the evening when she started getting a really bad headache, because I had never heard of the crystals in your ears getting out of balance, and you have to be inverted to get them back on track. So she suffers a lot with
vertigo.
Yeah. So she got it from looking down so much. So she wants to try to keep stitching, and she's just going to try to just lean back more and stitch with it
and
going
she
up.
can get
But
some
she
kind of a frame
travels
too.
so much, so she's really excited in the airports and things to be stitching. So
Great.
now we're going to talk about the retreat.
Yes. I went to the retreat, the Leela May retreat. It was so much fun. I left on a Wednesday. It started Thursday afternoon, and I left Wednesday afternoon and drove part of the way to stay the night with a friend, and then got up the next morning and started on my way to drive up there. And I drove up to Little Rock and went to the Stitcher's Garden. Shepherd's Needle, because there's two different ones I went to. Went to the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock. It was just a lovely shop. The people there were so sweet. The lady who owns it, she told me that her and her husband, it's their retirement. She was so nice. I took pictures, so at the end of our video, there'll be some pictures of both the shops I went to, and she was just so nice. One thing I loved about her shop, and they do this in the shop, my local needlework shop does the same thing, but not everyone does, is when you go and buy fabric, they serge your fabric for you. They cut it to your size and serge it. So I did buy mostly what I bought from her was fabric, and I'm going to show you a few things that I bought from her today, and in a later part. I won't do it right now because I'm going to show you what we got at the retreat right now. And then after I went there, I grabbed some lunch on my way up to Conway, which is right another 45 minutes from Little Rock, and went to the Shepherd's Needle, the other needlework shop that's there. And I was only in there for a short time because I was getting late in the afternoon and I need to get to the retreat. So I only went in there for maybe about 30 minutes and looked around. I took pictures there, talked to the people. They were very nice too. I mean, they had just remodeled the shop, so it was bigger. They had added on a lot. And one of the ladies that I was at the retreat with, I sat at her table that I had met on Facebook through just interactions in different groups, Tammy Latimer, she used to own the one in Conway, and so she had a lot of it was really nice to talk to her and about how, I went there with her on the way home, and it was like interesting to see how much bigger it was and talk to her about that too. So anyway, so I went on to the retreat, got there Thursday evening around 4 o'clock, I guess it was, and we had gifts. I mean, there were so many gifts they gave us, so many, we played games, we had door prizes. I mean, it's just a lot of it. So I'm just going to show you a few of the things. Chelsea and Priscilla were there. It was so nice to get to meet them. They are just like they are on their videos, very down to earth. Chelsea and Priscilla both have a really good sense of humor. They're a lot of fun. Priscilla's very, a little sarcastic, which I like. She kind of reminds me of my family because they're just like that too. Anyway, we had a lot of fun. Cash, it was so cute, and he was so sweet. He was such a good little boy. He just had a good time and hung out with everybody and danced a lot. He loves Shania Twain. Feel Like a Woman. Yeah. We had a blast dancing with him.
Well, she called me too and
and I FaceTimed with her.
So I got to see him, and Cash must have been right
he
next
was sitting
to you.
in his little booster seat next to me,
so
eating his lunch when I called her.
So that was nice.
Yeah. And so it was lots of fun. I did miss Tina. I had to stay by myself in a cabin.
Oh.
It was a lot of fun, but I did miss my stitching buddy, and the people there. Everybody there was so nice. Everybody was a lot of fun. They just, I went by myself, so people just said, come sit with me, and we hung out.
Nice.
I met a lot of nice ladies, and they're doing it again in March, and Tina and I already signed up for it.
I'm going this time.
We're going to plan this better this time.
Yes,
so, anyway, so let me just show you a few things. Priscilla and Chelsea did a finishing class, and we were supposed to stitch something for the class. And what we were supposed to stitch was actually her new pattern, which y'all have all seen by now. Well, I don't do Halloween, so I decided to stitch her harvest chock-full jar instead. And so this is what I stitched. And I brought my own fabric because I knew it wouldn't match since they were doing oranges and stuff. So I just brought my own fabric, and we learned how to make a ruffle. I'm shaking, look at me. And so they gave us all the stuff to make this with. I just used my own stuff. And I really love it. I'm trying to find something to put this on, because the thing that they gave us to put it on was actually this pumpkin.
So cute.
And we learned to make these bows. This is how she does it. So, but it really didn't match, as you can see. And I didn't have the ribbon with me. So I did attach this on there just for pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna find something to put my own on, and I'm gonna put something else on this one because I really love it. I think it's really cute.
That is cute.
So these were special made for us by one of, I don't think it was Jennifer, one of the ladies who does the retreat. Her son made these for us.
Oh.
So it was really nice of him to do that. And then
The color's really nice.
painted, his wife painted them for us and finished them. So it was really a lot of fun. So that was fun to do that class. And I just love my piece. I've been looking for the last, since I got home, for something to put this on, but I haven't found anything that I love yet. So that's not done yet. I'll put that over there. They did give us another, when they sent us our pattern to stitch, they just sent us a copy because these weren't ready yet. So they gave everybody one of these whenever we actually went to the retreat. And what else did we get? We got so many things. We got a pair of scissors with black cats on them. We got a little black cat needle minder. I know I won't even remember everything. We got, this is Tina's. We got this, and we got a bucket right here like this. This is what they gave us. Because we did trick-or-treating while we were there, and it was stuffed full of stuff in here. This was like our initial thing we first got. It has the crushed walnuts. Woo, you got a hole in that one to stuff your stuff with. And one of the things, Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop gave us all one of these. I almost bought a second one on my trip up there, and I decided not to, and I was excited I didn't because we got a new one. This is all Tina's stuff I'm showing you.
I haven't seen it yet, so this is exciting.
They gave us this. This was the magnetic board, and that's the needle minder.
Small one, or the bigger one.
You had the large one, yeah. They actually gave us some thread and some fabric. There was 2 things of fabric, 8 of fabric in our bag. They gave each of us a mug with our initial on it. So they made these, because these are done on I think they made them on their Cricut, and it's vinyl on there. So it's specially made for everybody. And then we got this little, I think Priscilla gave us these.
Oh, look, on the other side. Is that a...
Yeah, it's a jack-o'-lantern. Isn't it cute? And Tina's gonna love it. Cookie.
I have to wait, don't I, to eat this.
Till we're done talking.
My favorite
And this is a little homemade little needle box to put your needles in, which I thought was cute.
Patterns.
Yeah, they gave us patterns. Here's her scissors. They gave us whatchamacallit,
Hand
sanitizer, a pattern, and this is all just on the very first thing. This is also what they gave us, our stuff, and Priscilla and Chelsea gave us one of these bags. which I'm going to tell you where you can get these whenever we're done in a few minutes. And they gave us the sticky board to back our stuff with pre-cut for us.
Wow.
Let's see what else is in here. We got this pumpkin, and it had a little this finishing stuff, and you make this little spider and you put it on there. It was really cute. You hang it off here with the ribbon and stuff.
Cute.
There's the pattern for that.
I
And
can't
then
wait
the other
to
pattern
do all this.
is a little pin cushion, and it's done with a little
Maybe put that. No.
yeah, it's just lots of fun stuff. Now Tina won a
This
couple of
little-
door prizes.
That little bucket.
Yeah, she won this tin, and there was some scissors. She won some scissors, which they're around here somewhere. Some snips. I won this
Oh, how cute.
pumpkin. I won some finishing stuff and a little pattern, Lizzie Kate pattern. It's a boo
Wow.
pattern.
Wait till you see the
I
floss.
won. We played a game. Oh, and I won this little thing. You put stuff in. We played a game. We were supposed to bring 7 things of floss. It could be DMC, overdyed, whatever you wanted. Everybody brought 7, and we played the left, right, center game. And basically, you roll the dice, and you do it. You either get to keep your floss, or you pass it to the left or to the right, one to the left, one to the right, or to the center, however. And the person who ends up with at the very end, who has the last person who has floss wins. So I won all of this floss.
Oh my.
I mean, this is like a ton of overdyed floss, and then this was all the DMC I won.
Wow.
And I actually have used a couple of the overdyes that pulled them out that I've used. It was a lot of floss because there was like 8 or 9 people in each group that played the game. So I was excited about that because I never win anything. This is another little cute thing they made. They put candy in it for us. Let me see. What did I forget?
I tell you what, these retreats.
I don't even remember what else they gave us. There was so much stuff. Yeah, I did. Oh, we had trick or treat time, and they gave us like everybody could bring like something to give away, and so we got floss and candy.
Oh, look at those.
Oh,
colors.
I forgot. We got a needle. We got a scissor fob. There's a scissor fob in your stuff somewhere.
Wow.
Let me see what
I'm
else.
just grateful they sent all this to me. Even
Yeah,
though
they just boxed it all up for her since she couldn't make it at the last minute, and I just brought it all home. Now I did buy these at the retreat.
I love those.
It's so nice to put your stuff in, and then this little one. I thought this would be really nice with something finished in it.
You don't see those rulers hardly anymore.
You don't. So I was excited.
Neat.
And so I actually purchased these. They had a few things, and they also had their bags that they make. Their they stitch something and then they sew it and they put
I've
it
seen
on their
that.
bag. They were really nice, and they had those. But the ones that I like, the people had already bought, so I didn't get one yet, but I will. And then we actually got this special pattern, and it was done especially for our group.
Who made it?
Well, it's off Priscilla's design.
Okay.
And
hands-on.
hands-on design. What is her name? I can't ever remember.
Kathy
Haberman. She actually made the added leaves and stuff around the pumpkin for us, and made us a special little project that we could have exclusively. So I thought that was nice.
Cute.
So that was nice.
Chelsea and Priscilla showed that this morning on their
Finished. Yeah,
that's really cute.
So I was excited about that.
And I watched this week, Kathy Haberman did a really good video on finishing little pillows.
Oh, really? We'll have to watch that one. I haven't watched
I didn't
anything
mean to
today.
interrupt.
No, that's okay.
My granddaughter told me that I interrupt.
I think that was everything from the retreat that I can remember. But I had so much fun, y'all. I met
can't
such
wait.
nice people. I'm excited to go back. I don't know if they have any openings left, but if you go and join on Facebook, Leela May Designs, there's a place that you can fill out the and send in your thing. You can probably even get on a waiting list if they don't.
Yeah,
if they don't have any room.
I know
Because
right now
there was
they're
quite
out
a
of the
few.
country.
Yeah, they're in Isle of Man, and they're on there. They do an international retreat every year. Next year they're going to Italy, But so they're in Isle of Man in Ireland.
Boy, if you get to do that, maybe me and you ought to start having retreats.
Go everywhere, yeah.
Then I'd have to fly on a plane.
Yeah,
and I don't know. Did that one time and had to get drunk with my father, unfortunately, to come back. It just not good. But anyway. So I just had so much fun. So I just encourage anybody, even if you can't go to this retreat, to find a retreat, you know, close by that you can go to that's affordable for you. And I just think that I have not heard anybody not have a good time at a retreat. Yeah.
So.
Well, and you know, talking about retreats and getting together with people, we met one of our subscribers.
We did.
Yesterday evening.
I met her in the morning because, I mean, actually her sister, Roxanne, is a lady that we sew with, and she's you know, she's like a teacher at the quilt store that we go to, and she had told us about her sister, and then had asked me if I was interested in going with them to the quilt store in New Orleans where I go. So I offered to drive. I mean, did I say quilt? I'm sorry, cross stitch store. I offered to drive them, so they met me in Baton Rouge, and her and her sister Michelle, who's our subscriber, and her niece, Michelle's daughter, and I went to New Orleans yesterday. We left in the morning, and we went I took her to the store. She had the best time. She saw something, you know, she's like, I don't think I saw everything. I said, no, you didn't see everything. No. I've been there a million times, and I still haven't seen everything. So we had a great time, and then in the afternoon we went to our actually quilting group that we go to on one Friday night a month, and Tina met Michelle and her two daughters.
So nice.
Yeah. So hey Michelle,
hey.
I had a great time with you yesterday.
And if you remember our last video at the end, we were having those power surges, electricity. Well, we have found out that somebody in Baton Rouge, and I want to say her name's Kathy, and I wrote it down, and it's over there. But I got to, I asked her for her phone number, and we called, and we talked, and she's a teacher, and it was just so nice to get to talk to her, and we've got a few people that would like to get together and go down to Metairie, New Orleans area and go to the quilt shop. But last night was our final night. We were doing a Lori Holt Block of the Month Club for the vintage Christmas quilt. And we decided that we're going to try one Saturday a month to start meeting up regularly on a Saturday, maybe do a potluck or something, and start stitching together. And we've had quite a few of our friends that haven't stitched from the 80s and 90s that have seen what we've been posting on Instagram, and they'd like to start getting back into it. So we're excited.
So if you're anywhere we live in the Baton Rouge area, which is the middle of Louisiana, this kind of lower, you know, anyway, the capital. If you're anywhere within driving distance, if you are interested in participating in our stitching group, you're welcome to come.
We'd love to have you.
You just give us a comment, and we will get in touch with you, and either email us or comment on our video, and we'll get in touch with you, and we'll let you know when we're planning it, and we'd love to have anybody come. So we're excited.
We are. Whips.
Yes, it's time for whips.
Whips. Are you gonna whip or am I gonna whip?
You go first.
All right. I am working on 2 things right now. The others are fully finished.
Good for you.
I know. The first one that I started on, as soon as this was like the second pattern I bought in December last year when I started back, and it is a Teresa Kogut chicken run. And we have chickens. Well, my husband loves chickens. Dominic's are his favorite, so Geana likes the eggs when we send those with her. But this was, and I decided to do the variegated, over dyed, because you can see on there.
It's really pretty.
And I was talking to Geana about the color of the fabric, didn't know where I was going to find it, and then I remembered I had bought some.
I told her to look at her stash.
Yeah, I had a lot.
She's got a good stash.
This I bought from Fabric Flare, and it is called Sunflower, and it's a 16 count. And here's
so pretty.
what
That's
I
beautiful.
did. Is that a
Here, let me hold it. I can get it closer to
Yeah.
you. Isn't that so pretty?
I don't know why we have a glare today.
I don't see a glare. Maybe it's just the way you're sitting.
Maybe so. But anyway,
So
this
pretty.
I was stitching right along on this chicken, and I guess
Wow,
it was,
you did a lot last night.
Yeah, Wednesday night I ran out. So if you get this pattern, make sure you get 2 of Havana and 2 of
I don't remember the other color. It'll tell you on there.
whatever the grass is and the chicken swamp water.
Yeah,
Get
swamp
2
water.
of them because it just fried my bacon about 8:30.
Well, thank goodness I was going to the store.
Oh, I know. I was just on a roll. I said, "Oh man, I am gonna finish this thing," and ran out. And then I started on the grass and ran out of that. So, but anyway, love that. Can't wait
So
to do
pretty.
it. And this is one of the first ones I've had an idea of how I'm gonna finish it and put it in the kitchen.
Oh, well, good.
So there is that one. My next one, because I didn't have any floss for the one I was working on, and I really, as soon as I saw Michelle at Farm Girl do this, it is Barbara Ann Designs Love Never Fails. We'll go right ahead, Vanna. You
So
can't
pretty.
see how beautiful this is. You need to, if you're following her on Instagram, you can look at it.
I
She
mean, it's
showed it.
so pretty.
The colors are just beautiful. This was the first time I ever, at 123 Stitch, didn't even look to see what it was on. I ordered it all because I wanted it to look like
It's
that.
really pretty.
This is on 32 count dirty linen from Zweigert. And it is all DMC. And here it is.
Beautiful.
I can't believe I'm doing that on
On
linen.
It
And
is
you know,
really
they
pretty.
say that eventually you'll see it. I am starting to see it, but I did learn you can't do anything else but where I can.
Okay, but why did you start on this corner? This is my question. That's what I asked her.
Okay.
And she said, ask me tomorrow and I'll tell you.
If you actually, I started on this corner with this flower, but it was like this, and I started there, and you can see all the fabric goes. I mean, it is a big long.
Okay.
I went the wrong way.
Okay.
So it's actually supposed to go this way. So I changed.
Is it the same
I
flower?
was thinking
Oh,
I
okay.
started it over here.
Okay.
So I just turned it around. I had done it this way, and she was going to be here, and it wouldn't have been wide
But it's the
enough.
same flower. So
But it's
that's
the same flower.
Well, good.
So, and it's a 3-inch. So that's what I did. Anyway.
Well, you're lucky you figured that out before
Yes,
you got
it was,
to
because when I went, oh, wait a minute, this does not look right. No. And I tell you what I've enjoyed doing with this. I bought a few more of these, and they haven't come in yet from the Fat Quarter shop. It's Bee in My Bonnet, Lori Holt. These are those little bee.
Mm-hmm.
I do like this style.
The round.
Or the hex, it
Yeah.
just works for me. When it's the long skinny one, I didn't care for it. When you get one, you get 6 of these little thread guides, and I was able to just draw everything on there, and I'll put it in there with it. And then these are my DMC flosses that go with it, and they are just so pretty.
Yeah, very pretty.
Okay, so that is my whips.
All right.
I had 2 whips this time. The rest are finished.
Okay, so my whips. Let me move this over.
If y'all would see what this table
Yes,
looks like.
it is like piles of stuff everywhere. But that's okay because we're going to go through it.
Mhm.
All right, so this whip here. Now, this fabric I'm showing you
That's gorgeous.
is so pretty. I need to move this little needle minder. Let me take him off there. Just 1 second. I meant to do
Hold,
that.
please.
I mean, I love this fabric. So here is my first one, and I will show you the
Beautiful.
picture of what it's supposed to look like.
And your back looks so good.
Thank you. And here it's called Darling Buds of May, and it's a Blackbird design.
Of
I
course.
just love it. And it's going to be a small.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful? It really reminds me of my mother. My mother was so into like flowers that every time I see flowers, I love to stitch them because it reminds me of her.
Beautiful.
So that was one. I didn't do much on this. I'm just going to show you a little bit. And the reason why I'm showing you this, because I only worked on this right here since the last time. But somebody asked me what the colors I was using. I changed the, remember I changed the pumpkins from the white to that. So instead of using the call for colors on Fancy Floss, which the white was bamboo and khaki mocha, I used DMC 921 and 977 for those. And that's where I got the orange from.
So pretty.
So
You've
yeah.
really come along with that. That's going to be so
Yeah,
pretty.
so I'm more than halfway. I just need to do the other thing here, and I'm almost finished with the pumpkins. So I think that I was telling myself today I'm going to finish this week.
Did you
So,
say self? I'm going to
Yes.
finish this
I
week.
did. I said, self, you need to finish that. When I went to the needlework store in Little Rock, which is
Shepherd's Needle.
Shepherd's Needle. I can't keep them straight. There's too many of them. Because I've been to 3 needlework shops in 2 weeks.
Say that.
Okay, so I forgot to get the pattern for this one. Hold on. There it is. Where's the pattern? Well, I
And
can't
you know,
find
when you were
it.
talking about the one in Conway, the new one,
Well, the one that's remodeled.
the remodeled one, you called it, I'm not sure what she called it.
That's
Stitcher's Garden. Okay.
And the other one is Shepherd's Needle.
Okay, I was looking it up because
Oh, I cannot find my
pattern.
pattern for this one. I know I had it.
She was kind of flying in here like a hot mess this
Yes,
morning.
I was a hot mess this morning.
Yeah.
I don't know where my pattern is. Anyways, this is called,
Who's it? That's so cute.
this is by Lizzie Kate, and it's called Mothers. And it's mothers hold their children's hands for a while, their hearts forever. And so I had bought the fabric at Shepherd's Needle for this. And you see, I love it because she cut it to the size and she serged the edges for me. I can't believe I lost this.
It'll show up.
I know, it's right here. I just can't find it. And so that's the 3. I did the one for my retreat, and then that I finished, and then I worked on those, and then I worked on one more that I finished, but I haven't fully finished. So that's
All
my
right,
width.
so now we need to do finishes.
So this is my finish, which is Olga's Tart. I started this when I went to the retreat. I bought the fabric and stuff on the way.
Wow.
I had the pattern, but I didn't have anything else. And there it is finished. I'd hoped to get it fully finished for today, but I just couldn't get my act together. I was really tired last night and I went to bed instead of finishing it, so.
Yeah,
But it was so much fun. Now, I had posted this on Instagram the other day, finished, and realized I forgot to stitch his whiskers and the vines on the pumpkin. So I had to
You're going to
repost
finish it in the tart?
Yeah, here's the tart pen I'm going to use
Oh,
to finish it
that's
in.
going to be so pretty.
And remember, I got this at Hobby Lobby.
Mm-hmm.
But Tina actually found them on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And
We had
it's
somebody
the Wilton,
ask.
Yeah, somebody had asked. It's the Wilton tart pans.
I think it was
And they
4
come
inch.
in a set of 6, and there's 4 3/4 or something like that. Is the size on it.
We might find out what those are if somebody else maybe got them.
Find out what do you mean?
Exactly, all the details on that.
I have them. I mean, yeah. So anyway, so that's my other finish that I fully, I finished. And so, what about you?
I did finish some
But
pieces.
she fully finished
but
hers.
I fully finished
All right. Well,
them.
let's see what you fully finished.
All right, let me show you what I fully finished. Okay, I had the same problem you did. I cannot find a pattern for this. But this is a Lori Holt pattern, and it's called Farm Girl Fall. And that was the very first piece I did when I went to your house and you were stitching, and I decided to buy a pattern and start stitching. They did it
Very pretty.
with some fabric around it. I didn't really want it that big, and I just wanted to focus on the stitching.
Yeah.
And I just
really
loved
I love
it.
your fabric on the back.
Thank
it's
you.
really pretty. Good job.
I really
sewing,
started
too.
when I go into quilt shops and when I go to Walmart or I go to Hobby Lobby. I really look at a lot of those fat quarter packs because those are great.
Oh yeah, perfect for finishing stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you
So-
don't have to buy like a huge third of a yard or even a yard.
And
of
you remember
fabric.
last night when I said I was going to go home and try to make a bag?
Mhm.
This took 30 minutes.
Oh wow, good for you.
Now
She did that. I went to bed.
no, I did this morning.
Oh, okay, okay.
I get up at 4. She goes to bed.
I didn't go
at
to bed
4.
at 4 last night though. I was in bed
Okay.
sleeping by 11
Well,
o'clock.
anyway, I was waiting for some fusible fleece, and I decided I only put it on one side, the outside. I didn't put it on the lining as well, and I think my next one I will. This was just some old fabric that I had, but I'm telling 30 minutes this took me to make.
Cute.
And I really, I think it was 24 inches wide or 24 inches tall and 14 inches wide. Now the zippers that I use, of course, by Annie's are the best zippers that you can buy.
Yeah.
But I got a pack on Amazon, and I'll put a link in below. I'm going to put in a link of people that we shout out, anything that we put on there. Now, we're not going to have everything that we're working on. Anything else you want to know, if it's not down in the description box, ask us. But I got all these zippers for like $12 or $14, and I think I got 50 of them, and I just put a piece of ribbon through there, and I like
really
these.
cute. I like
I
those.
thought that I would like the vinyl ones, but I'm growing
I've
to like
made
these.
several vinyl ones and I like them, but
I'm going to keep this one for my iPad and my keyboard and my pencil,
oh, that's
so that
a
I
good
can just
idea.
carry it in that. So that was another fully finished that I did this morning. Oh, I forgot about. We'll have to talk about that afterwards. These are Country Cottage Needleworks, and I don't have the exact patterns that I'm going to show you, but these are the country cottages that come out for the cottage of the month. These are the last 4 I have to do. Yay, and I'll have the whole year done.
So you've done 8 now.
I've done 8. I have January, April, May, and June to do. And when I finish those, that's my goal this year, is to finish these this year. But this is what I
4 of them,
have
maybe.
done.
Cute.
Now you may have seen some of these before, but I'm just going to show you the 6 months that are finished now. This is July, and these are the Mill Hill frames that have the little stand, and they just stand up, and this just pops right out. So that is my...
And you can get those on Amazon too.
Mhm. And this is my August. I don't know about, I thought about getting a white one and maybe doing a blue wash on it or something. I can't say wash. I say wash. I'm trying to say wash.
You say wash.
Did I say wash right?
You say wash.
Wash. They say that's that Missouri thing. Anyway, and this was the back, and they just pop right in, right out. This is my September, and this is kind of the, what color is that frame?
It's kind of a rust.
A rust
It's
color.
called rust, I think.
It's called rust. So that's September. Then pop that out, and this is my November.
I love November. It's so pretty.
There's
Which she just finished.
I just
She
finished that. And there's the backing fabric. And my October.
Which you showed last time.
Mhm. I like that in that black
Yeah,
frame.
I think it turned out nice in the black.
Yeah. And this one, maybe y'all can help me with, because I'm not sure which color. This is my December. And this is what it's looks like finished. I just did the backing. And I put it in this white, which you like the white, don't you?
I just think it makes everything pop. I think this is the wrong color red. If you had a brighter red, it would look, it might work in there. But that's just my opinion.
And we know you have plenty of those.
And you know I'm right, so.
Of course. That's cattywampus. Or the red. I kind of like the red.
Well,
you don't have to get it all the way up there.
Yeah, you do, so people
No,
can
my
actually
window
see it.
panes are kind of like, that's out in California. They had a little earthquake. The window panes were a little, so I don't know, white or red, if you would comment. And when you're commenting, whenever you find us or when you find anybody on FlossTube, if you let them know where or how you found out about them, that would be greatly appreciated, so you can give a shout out, or at least you want, because I know sometimes all our numbers will pop all up and then we don't know why all of a sudden somebody must have shouted
I
it
found
out.
a pattern here, y'all. So let me
Oh.
show you real quick. It was right there in front of me. I don't know why I didn't see it. I mean, it was literally laying right next to me.
All right, boy, we are all over the place, as my friend says, squirrel. All right, so that is all my fully finishes. I did the cottages, I did the pillow, I made a bag. I think I'm gonna have an assembly line on those bags and just knock those out. So now,
Okay, so now I'm going to show you my haul from the quilt stores. Did you get some haul?
I got some haul.
Why don't you do yours first, because mine's going to take a while. Or you want me to just do mine and then finish with yours?
Oh, you can do yours and then oh, can I show this?
Yeah,
in
let's
between?
do that
I
first.
Totally forgot. You know, you hear people say they got happy mail, stitchy mail, whatever. Well, we got our first one and I was so excited. I like to watch Amy Loves Toads. And I saw, I gotta cover all that. If you see that little toad stamps, I was getting postage and I saw that and I said, oh, those are so cute. I wonder if she's got them. So I just bought them and sent them to her. And look
how
at the
cute.
card she sent me back. I mean, I was watching her very first video and she was talking about like between certain months, you can go online and listen to the frogs outside and you can volunteer to notate
really?
what kind.
That's
I mean,
interesting.
she loves toads. My sister-in-law, on the other hand, would be hanging from a chandelier if one of these jumped in. If she saw that, oh my. But that was a thank you note she sent back saying thank you. And she said to tell you, hey.
Oh, well, hey.
And
Hey, Amy.
this is our second one. It was from Canada. And I thought, Canada? But this was our very first.
Cover up your address.
This was our very first thank you card. Our giveaway went to her and she sent us, and I thought it was so sweet, this beautiful card. And it's the two coffee cups like we do. And she wrote us a sweet note, thanked us for everything, and said that she loved our floss tube time. And she sent us each these little Canadian keychains.
Oh, so cute.
There's your word.
Thank you.
So I think I'm gonna take mine apart and use it on pulls when
That's
I make
really
these bags.
that's good. That's
Isn't
a good
that
idea.
cute? Anyway, thank you.
Thank you so
That
much.
was exciting.
Love
when you
it.
get something in the mail besides a bill. So,
Okay.
then we were, the haul. This is not stitching, but I had got on the list so that when Farm Girl Vintage 2, the book from Lori Holt and it's So Emma publication came out, I love making these. But I will not be making the 6-inch. Will you?
No, never again.
Maybe the next time.
I mean, I literally made a 6-inch alphabet, and it was like ridiculous.
One of
And
the
then we're doing
6-inch pieces that we made on our Friday night class had 32 pieces. One was
To make it 6 inches.
a half-inch by a half-inch square.
It's just crazy. So 12 inches from now on.
Yeah. So anyhow, that book came in. This was what I was talking about.
Oh yeah, there's the tarts.
They are Wilton 6 4 3/4 by 3/4 inch tart pan sets. I want to say this was $14 from Amazon, but they are the ones that the bottom comes out so that you can cover it. And
the Wilton one.
Yeah. So I can't wait. That's what I was being weird about. All right. My next haul. This is.
Oh, look how cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I have.
I know. I got these from Plan to Stitch in the UK.
Cute.
And they are metal
Needle minders.
needle minders. And I got the fox and the gingerbread house. And I just love, I would
camper.
love to have
That's
a
really
little
cute.
old time Airstream to go glamping. Not to really go glamping, but you know, just to fix it up cute, like have a she shed kind of thing. And I got these there. I love these. These are kind of an acrylic plastic one. I love that.
Yeah, these I bought from.
But the metal, feel how heavy that is. And when you put that on your fabric, I
Doesn't
mean,
feel bad.
it weighs, opposites attract, don't they? So that was my haul with the needle minders. Then I was on watching Kitten Stitcher, Teresa, and I've seen Valerie talking about this, and I haven't had this, so I wanted to do that. I love little. I'm getting addicted to having dough bowls everywhere.
Yeah,
if you hadn't,
I know. Me too. Keep
And I
looking at
just
'em.
love that. So I got that. Then after I saw Amy on Amy Loves Toes.
Toads.
Frog.
You said toes.
Toes. She might like toes too. I'm not sure. Toads. But I love this.
That's pretty.
But if you notice down there, there's a necklace that they made. And that's what I think
This right here?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna, you know,
That's
love.
what you want to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cute.
And I got
It's really big,
20
though.
count. I wear big jewelry.
I know you do. Let me see. I have no jewelry on.
But I love these muted colors. And I don't know, I may not. That is kind of big. I would look like Miss T. Which I met Mr. T when I was working at Embassy Suites, and that was a real hoot. And since this is sampler September, I didn't start one. I bought one. I went out to Scarlet Thread, and I've been looking at this one. I'm going to put up
Scarlet Letter, Scarlet Thread.
Scarlet Letter, Scarlet Thread.
I think it's the Scarlet
Scarlet Letter. It is. Marcia. And I bought it, and she was gracious enough to take it to Lynn's of Madison. They've already contacted me. I've picked out my frame. It's supposed to be here around October the 22nd. And it's always fun when you show. It wasn't this bestie. It was my other one. For some reason, I'm drawn to people that don't have any problem being brutally honest with you. And I said, look at these 3 frames. Which one do you like the best? And she said, I don't know, but my least is number 3. The one I picked. But I did like it, so that's all that matters. But anyway, I've been eyeballing this one. I'm going to put an image of it, and I don't know if it'll be over her face and head or me, but I'm going to drop it in there so you'll see it. And the only reason I hadn't gotten it was because the little girl, she was 12 years old, and she carried the threads, and you could see them through there.
Oh, okay.
But they said at Lynn's they were going to put a darker linen so that it probably wouldn't show.
Oh,
but it is called Ann Jenkins 1834, a Welch sampler. Well, when I typed this in, I found a reproduction of it.
That's
chart.
amazing.
And so I called Marcia, I said, did you happen to know this? She said, no. She said, because who I bought it from was Deborah Fasano. And she said she had a collection. Well, so then I dug around. I found the pattern, the chart, called the distributor, and they told me that they had, the woman that designed it was with Historic Handworks, and her name was Deborah Fasano. So I looked it up, and I found this in the February 2018, an article about the designer, and I've tried to find, apparently, Historic Handworks is no longer in an active business.
In Just Cross Stitch magazine.
Yeah,
okay.
what did I say?
You didn't say.
Oh.
You just said you found it in that issue. I was wondering which
Well, thank
magazine
you.
it was.
I don't finish sentences, but most people know what I'm talking about anyway. But here it is. So this sampler I will be getting
The original.
The original. And then I get to stitch this. And I am so excited. And this is all, you can either do DMC or either silks. And I'm thinking I might do, since there's not that many, I might do the silk.
Yeah, might be nice.
But
and do it on linen.
I'm just curious why she carried her threads. I don't know if she wasn't taught better or if she had enough money to where she could just drag it all. I mean, who knows?
You know, when it's
But
a kid.
I found out that my mom is into genealogy, and she looked up on Ancestry.com and found the same information. She was born in 1822 in Cardiganshire, Wales. She lived there her whole life and died in May of 1904. And it has a scripture reference from Genesis 10:22 that talks about Jacob seeing the ladder coming down. So I can't wait to get it. So that's my haul.
Well, let's see. I don't have any
How long is
antique
this video?
samplers. Mine's all new stuff.
Well,
All right, so I bought a bunch of fabric from the Shepherd's Needle, which I showed you some of it, and then I also bought several patterns. I got this one. I'd really like to stitch this for my grandchildren.
Oh.
It's called Promise Me, and it says, "Promise me you'll always remember you're never braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think." And I just thought that was a really good encouragement to them. And then I love this. I couldn't believe I found this, and I love it. I can't wait to stitch it. And it's the ABCs, and it's all different stitching terms. Jardin Privé, I guess, Private Privé, I think it is. I don't really know how to pronounce it. And then I got the DMC to stitch it.
Is that 3 different, or is it one long?
It's all one long sampler. It goes from A to Z, and it's like Ada, button, cotton, counted, lace, fabric, design.
Beautiful.
It just goes on and on and on.
So this shows what it looks like all
so
together.
this is the actual look of it. It was really beautiful, and it's all stitched in DMC. And it's so pretty done, because she had it up there, and that's where I saw it when I was getting ready to leave, and I want to get that. It's so pretty. So I can't wait to stitch that. I really like stitching ABC stuff. You'll notice when you see my different stuff I have. So that's the several things I bought at Shepherd's Needle, beside all the fabric I got. And I didn't really want to, and some threads. I didn't see any point in showing y'all all that. And then here is what I bought at Stitcher's Garden. Of course,
this is the one that was remodeled.
Yeah, in Conway. This is, of course, the ornament issue of Just Cross Stitch. It's their Christmas ornament issue. I got that. And then I got some Chanel Lady Dot. And these I all got, she had a area where she had her patterns on sale, like for half off. So I got Blackbird Design Pledge of Affection for half off. I got Stitch by Stitch. These are all the Tender Heart series. And I also got My Heart is Home. And I got all these for half price. And I also got this for half price. My Big Toe, and it's called Reflections.
Very pretty.
I love my big toe. And then I got this one. It's called Christmas Pinkies. And it's just 3 different little ones. More Lady Dot Chanel. This is the new Christmas Tree Trio. I really wanted the Christmas Waxing Moon houses, but she didn't. They were out, so this was brand new, so I decided to go ahead and get it. And then I got 3 charts from, let me put them in order, from Blackbird Design Anniversaries of the Heart. I want to collect them all and stitch them all on one piece.
Did you get some of those when you on Stash Unload? I know you got a lot of Blackbird Design.
I have bought them on there before, and this one's called
I love
Wish
this
for
one.
You.
I love that house.
And this one's called Farmhouse. So now I have, out of 12, I think I have 6 of the series. And then also from Big Toe, I got My Soul Will Rejoice from there. And then I also had bought a few things, skeins of thread, and I also got some fabric from her. And another thing I wanted to show you was these bags that I don't have a lot of what do you call them?
Project bags.
Project bags. I only have 2 that I've made for myself. I've given all my others away. But this is what I use to organize my projects into, and what I keep them into, are these bags right here. And I get these off of Amazon. This one is 11 by 15.
I like that
It will
size.
fit an 11 Q snap in it, zipped up. So that's why I like this size. It'll fit everything of it in here. And then this one is
I have several of those.
10 by 9 by 11, maybe something like that. And we're gonna put links on our thing to show you where you can get them from. But these come from Amazon, and I really like them because they fit.
We
I
were
just put all my
talking
stuff
last
in
night, and I think I'm gonna take a photo of each one of my projects, the chart, and make a 8.5 by 11 sheet, and just make little thumbnails on there, and then I'm gonna laminate that sheet and then punch them out, and I'm gonna tie them onto each one of those bags so I know that what's in.
So you know what's in it. What I like to do with mine is I will put my pattern on, so I can see through on one side what at the picture of the pattern. This is the Vintage Flowers one that I bought, that I took with me, and I bought the fabric for it,
Oh, so pretty.
and I bought all the overdyed threads.
18 count bramble. Very
So
pretty.
this is all the threads that are gonna go. I mean, it's just really
Ooh, that's a
beautiful
color.
colors.
I had that pattern, don't
I don't know, do you?
I? Yeah, I just. Why do
I
we
mean,
both
this is
buy 'em?
all the different, I guess we just always like the same thing.
I know.
It calls for a lot of thread, but I just really wanted to do it in the colors. I just love the way it looked. I started to say, well, I'll just do it in some DMC, but I really love it, so.
You know, I used some Valdani in that chicken run.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
And that is some good floss to work with. It doesn't knot. It.
So this is the
So good
picture
to
right
sew
here,
with.
Vintage Flowers. So that's the sampler I want to start on.
Pretty.
That one. See, I just put it all in there, and it's in the bag. So that's the stuff I got, the 2 places I went then, and this is the stuff I got yesterday when I went to the store, to the one in New Orleans. It's called Accents, and I just love it. And they also serge your fabric.
That's a
Is this not the
gorgeous
most beautiful
color.
piece of fabric?
What's the
I mean,
name of it?
So pretty. It's Spice Ada. It's 16 count Ada Spice.
Is that Picture This Plus?
Yeah, it's Picture This Plus. I keep saying I'm not going to buy this, but their fabric is so pretty. It's a very
What's that
soft,
Twinkie?
spongy.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Is this Picture This Plus? Feel it. Tell me if you think it is. Doesn't say it is. I'm pretty sure it is though. And then I had bought a big piece, and then I have one smaller piece to do something else on. I thought would be really pretty. But I'm using this one right here for these this autumn
Oh, that'd be
APCs.
pretty.
I had done, I had bought a piece of fabric that was lighter, and I just didn't like the way it was turning out, so I can't wait to see how that turns out. And then I got some Legacy, which I have a lot of, and then this one's Heartland, which is a really pretty piece of that. Yeah, I really love this, and this Legacy has kind of a greenish tint to it.
Olive-ish.
Yeah.
Pretty.
And this one is 14 count. And then I also bought these two, my big toe. This one's building blocks called Holy.
So now we have
And this
Blackbird design and now my big toe. But I love those designs.
This one's called Glory.
Beautiful.
I just love them. I just think they're going to be so pretty. And then the only other thing I had bought was some fabric for this pattern, which we're going to talk about now, which is Cinnamon Stars. So there's Cinnamon Stars.
Isn't that gorgeous?
And here's the fabric that I bought to put mine on. And it is 16 count Ren. Picture this plus Ren. And I'm using these 4 overdyed on here, and the rest I'm using to call for DMC. So these are 4 of the colors, and these are the colors of the roof and the house, things like that.
We decided to do
a stitch along.
Stitch along, a SAL.
We both wanted to stitch this for so long, and we both had bought it at the same time. Didn't even know it again, as usual.
Yes. I got this. Geana picked up the fancy floss for me, or the overdyed. I decided to do the same thing with the house and the roof, the few pieces there, and then everything else I'll do DMC. And I went through this morning.
That's so pretty. I love that.
This is 32 count Country Mocha Lugana. I had bought this from Kitten Stitcher.
Very pretty.
And I think that's really going to be pretty.
It's 32, you said?
Yeah, it calls for 35 count.
But that'll be fun. It won't be that much bigger.
So that's what I'm
Well, I ended up doing 16, so mine will be pretty close to the same size.
And we will put it down in the drop down for the SAL. It's going to be #Bestie Cinnamon Star on Instagram if you want to sew along with us. And
there's no time limit. You start when you want.
When she asked me if I wanted to do this, I said, oh, just the word SAL makes me feel like there's an elephant on my chest. I feel obligated. I feel like but then after I thought about it, and we've been also working
no pressure.
No,
we just want to stitch it.
Whenever
so
we just
stitch it with us. I know
y'all.
Some people are stitching it with Chelsea. Whatever, it's just a lot of fun.
They're doing one too?
They started one a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it was Cinnamon Stars, but I think it was last year. So, I mean...
We had talked about when we did the Orchard Valley Quilting Bee, and I have not worked on mine again, and with it getting towards the end of the year, you start thinking about what I'm going to work on. I know Christmas, but I'm just really enjoying stitching on fall things. So I decided what I'm going to do is we're going to make this a stitch along as well. Because our first one that we sent out that went to Sharon Wilson, she's working on this as well. And so we're going to do a stitch along with this, and it's going to be #Besties Quilting Bee.
Yeah.
And I'm going to work on this 2 Saturdays a month. And then I'm going to work on this 2 Saturdays a month. So it works better for me if I have a kind of a plan, unless I get hung up on something and don't want to quit.
So that's our goal, and so we figure if we work on those things a couple of 2 days a month, it'll get us going.
Yep.
Our goal has always been to try to do, like on the Orchard Valley, to do 1 block a month. And that's what we said, so it would take us like 12 months to finish, because there's a total of 12 blocks total. So that's hopefully going to keep us on track for doing that. So.
And I'm gonna. Did you have any more?
I think that is everything.
Okay. Somebody made a comment that I hadn't shared a gadget. I didn't share a gadget. So it's not a sewing gadget. But it's just something that I use a lot, and I don't know if anybody, I do use these in my sewing room. I have some stackable trays, and I have a turning table where I can just turn around and get whatever I need. A lazy Susan, what do I call it?
Turning table.
A turning table, AKA Lazy Susan. Okay, but I'm gonna also include a picture, one of these places, that's gonna pop up, that's gonna show you, I use this in my refrigerator. I don't remember where I saw this, but this has helped so much, sticking it up there in the corner, and all my little jars of everything, I just stick on it, and I can just turn it around and get whatever I want. I also use it in my bathroom to put my cleaning goods, because I knock everything over. But these things are just so versatile. I think they're great. So
Where did you get it from?
Walmart.
Okay.
I bought
You
one.
can probably buy it at Target, Walmart.
Yeah, and I did buy one online, and when it came in, I had this box like this, and it's a huge one, so I gave that to my mother-in-law, and they use it, because we all go up there and eat all the time. There's tons of us. My next one is with it getting close to crock pot. I love to cook crock pot stews and soups and things. I got these. They're not little
I
plastic.
love those things.
This, if you haven't seen them, it's got a suction cup on the bottom, and these pop up, and it sets down, and you get your bag, your freezer bag, and I don't know what they're called. I will find them, because I got these on Amazon, and I have, I think, 2 sets, and they just set up on your table like this, and then I have both my hands free to fill up. And I do a lot of prep cooking, and I'll make bulk supplies, and then when I take it down, they really hold it well. And then when I take them out, I just lay them flat, label them, and then stack them in my freezer. But these are the coolest things. I don't know what else you could use them for, but I might think about it. But that was my gadget tip for this time. So,
all right.
And I'll put that down in the drop-down box. And we made a milestone again.
Oh, we have over 1,000 subscribers. We're so excited.
That's so exciting. And so we love your comments. We read them. We just got one from the Netherlands. And she was telling me, I brought this in here, this range. She told me what this meant. And I did not have to buy a magazine, reorder this, because you could request that the English version be added in the book of contents, and I didn't read that before. But when my friend was here, she travels all over the place for business, and she said just get your Google Translate and on your phone, and then zoom it over it, and it translated the entire book.
Oh, good.
So that was so, because she said that's how she reads recipes. But I found this because I'm going to start on Monday morning sewing this. And I found this really neat spool on eBay. And I can just work on it and put it on here and keep it rolled up on this.
Oh.
It was the sweetest thing. When I bought this on eBay, the lady sent me a message and said that there may be a problem, and I thought, oh, I really wanted it, because it was the best looking one and it was the perfect size. And there was a little bitty handmade chain yarn put on there. Her daughter had made that for her, and she had that in the picture.
Oh, and she wanted to keep it.
And she wanted to keep it. And I'm like, it's not a problem. I was not buying the chain. So she got to keep it. So that's it. But with 1,000, we decided to do a giveaway.
Yes, we did.
So this is our giveaway.
So we have a pattern by Priscilla and Hands-On Design. We have 2 Halloween. One is called, what are they called again? Let me see. One is called Jack-O-Lantern, and the other is called Trick or Treat. We also put a thing of chalk thread in there for the pattern. And then this is a little thread holder, witch's hat. So that's our giveaway. So we are so excited to be able to give something away for our 1,000 subscribers. And so,
And thank y'all so
yes,
much.
we are so appreciative. We could not, we
never thought we would
never
make it
thought
to
we'd make it to 1,000.
We just enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, we're just having fun. So to enter our drawing, we ask that you be a subscriber. Please subscribe to our channel. We'd love, to get more subscribers. We just, it just is encouragement to us.
Mm-hmm.
And what question did we decide on?
We didn't, but
I was thinking maybe just say where you heard about us at.
Did we already ask that?
I don't remember if we did. We asked where people were from.
Yeah.
So where did you hear about our channel? Did you just happen upon it? Did somebody tell you about it?
We've had some people tell us, people that have told them about us, and then one person said that YouTube will recommend a channel. You may like this because you've been watching this.
Oh, that's
and we got.
So just tell us where you heard about us from. If you don't remember, make something up.
Make something up. I was at McDonald's drive-through.
So we're excited to give this away, and so in 2 weeks when we come back on here, it'll be open until we post our next video. Well, let's just say the Friday before we post our video, because I have to draw a name before we post the video, and she doesn't like me coming unprepared like I did this time.
We really are. I think that best friends are a lot like
we're just opposite
husband and wife. Opposites attract, because I had everything all ready to roll.
And I just slide by the seat of my pants.
But I mean, she did need rest because she had to get up early.
Oh yeah, I didn't get much sleep the other night. So, but anyway, so we're so excited to keep doing what we're doing. We really enjoy y'all's comments. It's fun reading them. If we don't answer you, it's just getting a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah, sometimes
we try to like them all, and we try to so that we've actually read it. But if we don't answer your question,
there's a heart, and then there's, I think, a thumbs up.
And we like to do both of them.
We do. I do one, and she'll do one, and that lets you know that we both read them.
Right. So it's not that we're ignoring you if we don't answer. It's just that there's a lot of comments.
And then sometimes we do answer, and then it's hard. It is.
But we will answer your questions on here if we don't answer them on there. So we try to like the thread one and things like that, because I had to look all that up.
And I, talking with Michelle the other day, she's continuously been stitching, but she hasn't been around any LNSs. She didn't know anything about floss tube until her sister told her. So she was just in awe of everything. She didn't know that you could get overdyed fabric and floss. And when she went into the shop, she was just, and then she was asking us about different things that we've been buying.
Like the bags. I had told her about those so she could organize. This is another thing she asked me about, that I have these little things, and I told you before, I got these on Amazon. And I love these because I just have, on here, I just have my stitch symbol and my number, so that I know whenever I'm stitching, I don't have to look at my pattern, like the little key. I can just look at my pattern, and I stitch with my pattern on my iPad. So I just take a picture of it. I don't use one of those apps where you can highlight. I just don't need to, but I just have it next to my stitching
I
spot.
need to, and I downloaded something called Good Reader.
Right.
And I had to go watch a couple tutorials, but I like it because I need to highlight. I need to know, because my eyes go everywhere trying to remember where, and I spend so much time recounting and counting. So Good Reader is a good app. I've heard different people talk about, they saw them at StitchCon,
and like I have a little stand for my iPad that I'll show y'all next time. Because it's way over there right now, that I put my iPad on, that I bought off my husband. My husband actually had one, and I told him I needed one because for my stitches.
And this time we stitched on my phone because we couldn't, she didn't have the tool and we couldn't adjust it, and you would have just seen our front of our shirt real low. So that's all you would have saw.
So I just take a photo, and then I just grab it and make it enlarged to whatever area I'm working on. Because before I was like copying my pattern, and then I'd have to look at it and put it down and stitch and look at it. And now I just I can just glance over and look at my iPad, and So I really, that's...
And we also, this last time, I've added some links that are going to stay down in there that links you to, you know, like Vanna's finishing. I know a lot of people know all of this, but there's people that are coming into cross stitch that don't know. So if someone happens to stumble upon us, it's we've got a few links that are really good resources. And we also did a little short video because I found it at Caterpillar Cross Stitch. They had the acronyms, what they all are for.
And we've had lots of people comment that that's helped them, because we didn't know what all that was when we started. We had just kind of had to figure it out and listen, you know, ask people and look around. And so we're trying to do something like on our channel that's like helping new people or people who have used to stitch or coming back into it again, and so that they can have a place to go to hear all the basics.
Yeah.
So like organizing and all that. So
we've got 2 SALs, and we've got one giveaway, and I have a box I get to go through and see all of my stuff. I can't wait. And I guess that's it.
Yeah.
So
we really appreciate you watching us and spending some time with us.
And as we always say, y'all come back now. You hear? Bye.